There are some stories where they don't quite make sense because we're not quite sure where the plot is headed. It can get really frustrating. We're not sure where the characters are trying to get to. In chapter 16, Peter has chosen his team. He's with Silas, and Luke, the writer of Acts, joins him for part of the trip as well. And there's Timothy, young Timothy, who he also takes with him on the journey. The team is set, but the destination is not yet set. You see, he's told by the Holy Spirit that he's not to go to West Turkey. They begin heading north on a 200-mile journey, probably by foot, getting really frustrated as to where they were trying to get to. And then the Spirit of Jesus says they are not to go to northern Turkey either. They must have been confused, wandering around, unsure where the destination really is. As Paul was wondering where to go, it must have been pretty confusing for him. And sometimes we can have that same confusion today. We're unsure exactly where God is calling us to be or where God is calling us to go. Often required to have a detailed map from God, a detailed day-by-day agenda of what we should be doing when. But God doesn't often speak in that kind of a way. Rather than just giving us things to do, he calls us to be in a relationship with him. But it means that often it can be confusing, trying to discern where God is calling us to be. Eventually, after all of the confusion, Paul has a vision of a man in Macedonia saying, "Please come and help us." Suddenly there is clarity. Paul's friends agree this is the place they should go, and they head to a place called Philippi. Now, when he gets there, you might think it'd all be easy. This is where the Spirit had led them to be, but it isn't all easy. Immediately they're being followed by a lady, a young girl who's got an evil spirit inside of her, who keeps following them around shouting out various things. This lasts for days and days on end, and Paul gets super frustrated. He gets so angry that he turns around and he rebukes the evil spirit, and the girl is made clean again. Now this had consequences. This young girl with this evil spirit inside of her used to have the gift to predict the future. She was a slave girl, and her master was selling her out, exploiting her and this evil spirit inside of her to make a quick buck. But suddenly, when the evil spirit has left her, the business venture falls apart. Her owners are angry. A lynch mob is formed as they take Paul and Silas and give them a severe beating. They are then locked away in a Roman prison. But Paul and Silas know they are called to be here. They know this is where the Spirit has led them to be. That evening, though they are in chains, they sing and they pray, and the other prisoners just listen. Suddenly there is an earthquake, and all their chains fall off. The jailer is scared they've all fled, and he's about to take his own life, but Paul says, "No, don't stop. We're all still here." The jailer takes Paul and Silas to his home. They share a midnight feast, and over this feast, the jailer comes to faith. Now, it can be confusing when we don't know where we're being called, and it can be confusing when God calls us into tough situations. But I do believe that God has a plan for each and every one of us. If today you are struggling to hear God's plan for your life, be patient. If today you are struggling with a place God has called you to be patient and know that He has a plot, an unfolding story. He is working in you and He's working through you.